What up, what up, what up? Welcome to the show. This is your host, Trevor J. White, and today's topic is this. What is a non-negotiable task? So as we jump into today's topic, it's not going to be a long show today. It'll be a quick show. But in today's show, I want to have a conversation about the idea of what a non-negotiable task is. Right? And there's several different ways that you can look at what a non-negotiable task is. But here's what I want you to start looking at. I'm talking about the non-negotiable tasks that have to do with your daily disciplines, the daily habits and patterns that you do on a regular basis. Like, what are the things that you are unwilling to negotiate with, right? Things like, what time do you wake up every morning? Or do you take your wife or your husband, do you go on date night every single week? What are the non-negotiable tasks and the habits and the patterns you do with your kids? How about inside of your business, right? And the money that you make, things like that. Non-negotiable means just that. It's non-negotiable. There is no conversation about whether you're going to do this or not do this, right? The most basic form of non-negotiable tasks comes down to, what time do you wake up every single morning? Right? Do you get up when you say you're going to get up? When you set your alarm for 4 a.m., 5 a.m., 6 a.m., 7 a.m., do you actually get up and do the things required? Do you do something physical for your body? Or is it subject to how you feel that day? Right? If you got a great night's sleep, you're going to get up and then you negotiate whether or not you're going to do the thing or not. Right? You create this well-laid plan for the week. Right? You spend time on maybe Sunday or Monday and you're planning out and you're kind of planning. And once you have it all mapped out and planned out and you're like, okay, here we go. What happens come Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday? Are you sticking to the plan? Do you continue to move forward and do the patterns, the habits, the things that you know are going to get you what you want? Or do you negotiate? Right? If you feel like doing it, you do it. If you don't feel like doing it, you compromise. You find ways to get away from doing the thing. One thing I've learned is being an entrepreneur in this whole game is that if you cannot create non-negotiable tasks, you're screwed, right? You know, I'll share with you guys that the most simple one for me, which is the most simple one for really all of us, if we'll just make the choice to do it, but it was the alarm clock. For years, this alarm clock, I battled the alarm clock. I wanted to get up early. I wanted to have a life that I was that guy. But I believe this narrative in this story that was, well, Trevor, you're not a morning person, you're a night person, right? And so I would stay up late, and 99.99999% of the time when I would stay up late, it was not to do something productive. Typically, I was drinking alcohol and I was watching some stupid show on Netflix, and then come 1, 2 a.m., I'm like, oh, I need to get to bed. This would be on a Tuesday, Wednesday in the middle of the week. And then I have this goal or this target or this thing. I said, I'm doing this thing. I'm declaring I'm going to be up at 5 a.m. My alarm goes off at 5 a.m. and I might as well have just stuck my middle finger in the air, because I was like, not a chance am I getting up. Reach over, turn the alarm off. It's not even like I snoozed for 5 minutes. I just turned it off and I'm like, hell no. Then I roll out of bed at like 9 a.m. Right? This was a pattern that continually, constantly. Right, I'm this entrepreneur. I'd reached a level of success and no one was telling me what I had to do. I was my own boss. And because I was my own boss, I was like in this weird place of everything relied on me. My own internal discipline, who Trevor J. White was, his level of discipline is what was controlling whether or not I would do anything. Nobody could make me do it. It was a really weird transition when I went from an employee to an entrepreneur. Because as an employee, if my boss said I needed to be at work at 5 a.m., I had to get up at 3:30 in the morning. I didn't have a choice. I felt compelled to do it. I was doing, if the boss said do this, I did that. Right? And that was a pattern that continued. And so for a while, I was like, oh, I'm a very disciplined person. It wasn't until I realized, once I was on my own and I no longer had the container that someone else put on me, that I actually wasn't disciplined at all. Like, I wasn't. I could do really, really good if I did what you told me to do, right? If I was under your stewardship, if you were like the boss, you were in charge, you told me what to do, then I could do that. But when it came to Trevor, no. He would choose the easy path every single time. And it was so frustrating because I was massively exposed as an entrepreneur as this was going down. Like, I saw it and I was like disgusted with myself, but I couldn't seem to break the pattern. Right? And there are a lot of reasons for it that I'm not going to get into on today's show, because really I just want to establish that if you don't have non-negotiable personal power habits every single day, the non-negotiable kind, not habits and patterns you do just on good days or just when it's sunny like it is today, But where I live, it's sunny every day, so I guess that wouldn't really matter. But if you don't have those non-negotiable patterns and habits, your chance of success is very, 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 very small. Very small, right? Very small. Successful people across all areas of life, in their body, in their business, in their relationships, and in their connection to God, that type of success, I really consider it's a unicorn. There's not very many of those human beings walking the face of the earth. There's a lot of human beings who have figured out success in one or two of those areas. Right? They're the spiritual guru who's just got it all figured out spiritually. They feel very divinely connected, but they're so withdrawn from the monetary world that they're broke, impoverished. And if they don't get donations from rich entrepreneurs to actually go push their ministry forward, then guess what? Their ministry doesn't happen. And no matter how enlightened they think they are, it doesn't matter what they say because nobody's listening because they don't have the backing to pull it off. Right? It's the craziest thing ever. You look at guys in the spiritual field, if they have just devoted all wholeheartedly into the spiritual realm, but they never figured out the money game, they still need the money. And then they look to entrepreneurs who have figured out the money to hopefully get donations from the entrepreneur to get, it's the craziest thing, right? Go ahead and tell me that money doesn't matter. Go ahead and tell me that, right? And then I'll show you how it does. I will show you constantly. I can tell in about 2 minutes if you're scarce with your money or not. Just in conversation we can have. I can tell how it drives you. I have watched. If money didn't matter, if money is not necessary, if money didn't matter, like it's not all about the money. I hear that all the time and it makes me laugh. If that were true, if that were actually true, then why is money the leading cause of divorce in our world right now? How is that possible? How is it possible that money is the leading cause of divorce if money doesn't matter? I want you to consider that it does matter. And it is one of the key elements of what makes you up. But if you only focus on the money, then now you've got a problem because now you're the guy that has no spiritual connection, but all you did was make the money, right? There's these patterns and habits to build up personal excellence inside of you across all 4 areas of your life: body, being, balance, and business. And inside of doing that, inside of building you up to be this unicorn, right, there are patterns and habits that must exist. Here's what's cool about that. It is not magic. It is not only certain people are blessed this way. It is not that, well, you got it and you don't, and you just have no chance, right? I live the life I live because I designed it. I built it. And what I did is when I noticed that I had no real personal discipline, I had none of it. I didn't know what a non-negotiable task really was. I knew what it said. You could say it to me and I understood it. Right, but I had no idea how to actually live it because I would negotiate it with everything, every scenario, every situation. And as long as the stars aligned and the cosmos were saying, yes, it's all perfect, then I would do the thing I needed to do, right? I would actually get up in the morning when I said I was going to get up, things like that. But if they didn't align, I wouldn't do it over and over. And I was really good at manipulating myself into not doing what I said I would do. And a problem with that is you then become a big liar. And it's not a liar to the world, it's a liar to yourself. And when you're lying to yourself, good luck. Good luck. Because if you can't trust the words and the thoughts that come into your head and the things you declare, the rest of the world definitely cannot. Definitely cannot. And you will show up as a man or a woman who is so out of integrity with who they are meant to become on this planet that no one will be drawn to you. Your ideas might be great, your pitches might be great, but nobody buys from you. Nobody wants to be in your space. Why? Because they don't like being with someone who's out of integrity. And they don't even know why. They're just not drawn to you. You think about the people that you're actually drawn to. I want you to consider the most powerful people that you are drawn to, the people that you walk into a room and you see them, or they walk into a room and the whole room just vibrates differently. It's not that they're special. What it is they have figured out how to be all of them. Whether you love them or hate them, there's a draw there because they are fully authentic in who they are. And the only way you get that way, there's a path that every one of us can take, but the only way you get that way is through daily disciplines and mastering the mind to control the body and to control your actions, right? Your whole entire world. Look around your world right now. Look around it. Look at everything. Look at the house you have, the money you have, the cars you have. Look at the wife or the husband you have. Look at the marriage that you have. Look at the children you have. Look at where you live, right? Look at where in this world that you live. Look at your connection to God. Look at all of this. All of that is a result of the way you think. And I want you to consider that all of that is a result of your own personal excellence, your own personal discipline, and the non-negotiables that you have established. Without non-negotiables, you are a feather in the wind. You will blow this way, you will blow that way, and you will never find true fulfillment, true direction, and true purpose in this life. It's not possible. So you've got to find the non-negotiables for you. You've got to find how those work for you. This is what I do inside of the game, Pivot. It's helping you pivot into a space and a frame where you will get out of the roller coaster to hell that is constantly looping you back to where you started. It's start, stop, start, stop, start, stop. It's when you know you have a calling inside of you. You know you have a bigger purpose. You know there is potential inside of you that is so untapped that if you truly focus on it, it makes you sad, it makes you sick, it makes you weep. And getting off of the roller coaster and actually going after that potential. That's what we do inside of this game called life. So I want you to take a look at your world around body, being, balance, and business. Where in your world do you need to establish some non-negotiables? And what can you do about it today? This is something I can help you with. Head over to powerthepivot.com. Again, that's powerthepivot.com. And I'll get you some insight into what the program is, what I actually do, and how I help men and women just like you identify they're on the roller coaster, get them off the roller coaster, get them out of the parking lot, and get you down the road to your truest potential and why you were actually put on this planet. So hit that link up. Go head over there, check it out. It has all you need there. That's all you got for you today, guys. That's all I got. The non-negotiables. You guys go out there and have a fantastic day. Make a pivot right now. Make the pivots that you need to make. Because as always, guys, millions are made in the pivot.